The opening minutes of a game are a promise to the player, not just about mechanics, not about graphics, but about what kind of story you're invited into. And the Arkham series has become one of the most iconic openings in gaming. Slow walks, explosive set pieces, and quiet conversations, chaos and control being taken away from you before you even touch the sticks or the keys. And what's interesting is that every Arkham intro tells you exactly what the game thinks Batman is: a myth, a man, a weapon, or a liability. So today we're answering a deceptively simple question. Which Arkham game has the undoubtedly best intro? Not the loudest, not the most cinematic, but the one that understands Batman emotionally, narratively, and thematically better than the rest. A great Arkham intro does three things. It defines Batman's role in the story, it establishes the emotional stakes, not just the plot, and it sets the tone for everything that follows. The best intros don't explain Batman, they test him. They strip control away, they challenge his certainty, and they remind you that this isn't a power fantasy, it's a burden simulator with a cape. So let's walk through each intro, what it's trying to say, and where it succeeds or falls short. Arkham Asylum, the walk into hell. Arkham Asylum opens quietly, too quietly. Batman escorting Joker into the asylum is one of the most famous slow walks in gaming, and it works because it immediately establishes the confidence. Batman is calm, controlled, and certain. He's already done this before. The environment does most of the storytelling here. The guards are nervous, and the doors slam shut behind you. The island itself feels cut off from reality. But here's the thing. Asylum's intro is about routine. Batman believes this night will end like all the others, and that's its emotional limit. The betrayal, the chaos, the takeover, all of that comes after the intro. As an opening, it tells us that Batman thinks he's in control, which is solid, iconic even, but it doesn't yet challenge him. Asylum's intro is confident, not vulnerable, and later games learn to hurt him much faster. Arkham Origins, the man before the myth. Arkham Origins goes in the opposite direction. No slow walk, no routine. It opens with violence and reputation. Criminals whispering about Batman like he's just a ghost story. The game wants you to know immediately. Batman is feared, but not respected. This Bruce is angry, untested, and still proving himself. And narratively, that's very strong. The best part of Origins' intro isn't the action, it's the tone. Batman isn't a symbol yet, he's a problem. Even Alfred questions him, the police hunt him, and the city doesn't know what to do with him. The problem is pacing. Origins front-loads theme, but rushes emotion. It tells us Batman is reckless, but doesn't sit with the cost yet. It's a good intro, but it's still setup, not revelation. Arkham Knight, the end before the beginning. Arkham Knight opens with death. Literally, the Joker cremation scene is haunting. It's quiet, restrained, and almost respectful. And then the game drops its thesis immediately. This is how it happened. This is how the Batman died. That line is incredible because it frames the entire game as a tragedy before you've even played it. But here's the issue. Arkham Knight's intro tells you too much. Emotionally, it peaks early. The Joker's death works, but it relies heavily on Arkham City's legacy. It assumes attachment, and it doesn't build it. Knight's intro is strong if you're already invested, but it doesn't earn that weight on its own. It promises darkness, but it doesn't yet show why Batman is breaking. Arkham City, stripped of the cowl. Now we get to the one that actually understands Batman. Arkham City doesn't open with him, it opens with Bruce Wayne. Not in the Batmobile, not in a suit, but in handcuffs, publicly arrested and powerless, dragged into Arkham City like everybody else. And this is genius, because Arkham City's intro isn't about spectacle, it's about humiliation. Bruce Wayne, the man who controls everything, is reduced to nothing, and the game forces you to sit with it. There's no gadgets, no cape, and no myth. Just a man being processed by a system he can't intimidate. And Hugo Strange doesn't even fear Batman. And that's the key. He knows him. his identity, his mission, and his weaknesses. And when Bruce finally suits up, it doesn't feel empowering, it feels necessary. Batman isn't a power fantasy here, he's a response to failure. And Arkham City's intro does something no other game does. It asks whether Batman is enough. Enough to fix a city that has institutionalized cruelty. And every step inside Arkham City reinforces that prisoners rule, guards abuse power, and morality is optional. Batman doesn't arrive as a savior, he arrives late, and that changes everything in the game. The reason Arkham City is the best intro is because it understands the human cost of Batman. It strips him down before building him back up, and it doesn't celebrate the mask, it questions why it exists in the first place. The intro tells you the story isn't about winning, it's about survival, and survival has a price. By the time you glide over Arkham City for the first time, you don't feel powerful, you feel responsible. And that's the difference. Arkham City's intro isn't iconic because it's flashy, it's iconic because it's honest. And it understands that Batman isn't a god descending into chaos, he's a man climbing out of it, every night, knowing it will never end. A great intro is a contract, and Arkham City keeps its promise. Everything that follows, Joker's death, Protocol 10, Batman's silence, all of it is seeded in those opening moments where Bruce Wayne is dragged into hell with nothing but his resolve. And that's why Arkham City doesn't just have the best intro, it has the most truthful one. And once you see that, you never play a game the same way again. Anyway guys, I'll see you on the next one.